You worked hard to build the life you have, the career, the income, and the respect. But here is what nobody told you about this drive. It didn't start with ambition. It started with a child who stopped feeling safe to love, who learned if I will achieve enough, maybe they will finally see me. And somewhere along the way, the heart closed. The mind got sharper and the result much bigger. And the people close to you started to feel further away. That's not a character flaw. That's a survival pattern you've never been told to release. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how it works and what to do about it. What I just described to you is one of the most common patterns I've seen people who built real careers. The drive was real, the results were real, but beneath it, and a closed heart doesn't stay closed only in your childhood home. It follows you everywhere, into your office, into your relationship, and into the moments that should feel the most alive. Today I want to give you a way to understand this that nobody in the self-help world is talking about, because they stop in the mind and in strategies, but mindset and strategy lives only in two of your energy centers, and the one that governs love is locked. Let me describe something to you, and I want you to notice if any of that feels familiar to you. At some point, probably early, you learned that love was not unconditional. It was tied to performance, to achievement, to being good enough, successful enough, useful enough. And so you did what any intelligent child will do. You closed the part that needed love and you sharpened the part in you that could earn it. That was not a weakness. It was survival. You're protecting yourself, but the protection didn't stop when the danger did. The pattern kept on running long after childhood ended. And now you're sitting inside a life that looks like successful from the outside, but wondering why it is so quiet inside. You're sitting across somebody you love and you're still running calculation in the back of your mind. You give a lot, you provide, you organize, you show up, but it doesn't land as warmth. It lands as management. And you can feel the gap, even if you cannot name it. Your partner says you're not really there. And the frustrating thing is you don't know how to be. Nobody told you. This is not a relationship problem. This is not the wrong person. This is a pattern that lives in your body and it has a name. In my work, I teach people how to read their own energy system. And what I find in high achievers consistently is the same imbalance. Two centers are overdeveloped, one is locked, and the locked one governs everything they actually want. To build a career, two energy centers are constantly running the show. The third eye, located in the center of your forehead, this is the seat of focus, planning, strategy, vision, analysis. Every time you sit to build a plan, solve a problem, or think 3 steps ahead, that's what's running you. High achievers have an extremely developed third eye, and this is precisely why they succeed. And the second chakra is the sacral chakra, just below the navel, the seat of drive, consistency, willpower, and the power to execute. The third eye gives direction, and the sacral chakra gives the fuel. Every early morning, every deadline, everything you push through, this is the sacral chakra. These two centers, you've been trained them for years. You are expert in them. They are strong, and that's not a problem. The problem is what you train them in the cost of. There's a third center, and it is the one that closes first, and it's the one that nobody teaches you how to reopen. This is the heart center. It's located in the center of your chest, the seat of love, warmth, genuine connection, and the capacity to truly receive. When this center is open, people feel safe with you, not impressed by you. But when it's closed, you can still function, you can still achieve, but you cannot truly connect. And the people around you feel it, even if they cannot name it. And here is what closed heart created in your life. Relationship that feels more like partnership on paper, but not in your body. A sense of giving a lot and getting very little in return. But in fact, they feel transactional. A very quiet ache you learn to ignore because always there is more work to do. The childhood wound closed your heart. The career rewarded the closure. And now the pattern is invisible because it worked. Now here's the part that's surprising people. An open heart doesn't make you softer in business. It makes you more powerful. When you lead with open heart, your client trusts you on a complete different level. Your team follows you with different kinds of loyalty. Your creativity expands because you're no longer running on fear of not being good enough. The third eye gives you vision. The sacral gives you the drive, but the heart gives you the reason, the why beneath the work that makes it all sustainable. Close the heart and you can win, but this win will feel hollow over time. And this is not a personal failure. This is a pattern of the entire civilization that taught the most driven people to close the very center that makes life worth living. That's why there's so much suffering among people who have everything. not because they did something wrong. It's because they never been given the map. I want to tell you about someone I worked with, a woman who built a real career, real life. From the outside, everything looked strong, but she had a difficult childhood. And the way she survived it was by closing her heart and creating distance from the people who were supposed to be the closest. Her family, her sibling, distance for years. We worked together on one thing, making her understand that the threat was over, that she was no longer the child that needed to protect herself, that as an adult she is safe. And when she truly felt it, not only understand it in her mind, but felt it in her body, then something happened. Her heart center released, not slowly, it was a moment. And within a very short time after that, her sister called her out of nowhere for the first time in years. And recently, she went on a family vacation with them. The first one in years. She didn't change her family, she didn't send messages or had hard conversation. She changed her energy and the relationship changed with it. That's what an open heart creates. Not effort, not strategy, an opening. So how do you begin? I want to give you one practice and it takes less than a minute. Before any personal conversation that matters, a dinner, a call with someone you love, your children, just stop. Place your hands on your chest. Take 3 slow, deep breaths. Ask yourself, am I here to perform or am I here to connect? Feel the difference between these two in your body, because they feel different. That pause is your doorway. You're telling your system, we're not in office anymore. We're changing centers now. This is not a spiritual exercise you need years to master. This is a skill and it becomes stronger every time you practice it. Here is something that stayed with me for a long time. In Imperial Japan, the samurai, the most disciplined warrior ever existed. And before they could enter their family home, they were required to practice ikebana, flower arrangement, not as a hobby, but as a ritual, a deliberate practice to shift out from the warrior mind, the state of strategy, focus, threat, and power, and to move back into their heart. The Japanese understood something that we have forgotten. You cannot walk into the space of love still wearing the armor of achievement. You have to consciously take it off. What I teach in the Infinite Being Academy is that exact same transition for the modern world. Inside the Infinite Being Academy, we do exactly that same work. You learn to read your own energy centers, including the 4 layers. You understand the patterns that locked your heart to begin with. And you learn practically, step by step, how to move between states, how to be fully powerful at work and fully open at home. Not one or the other, because you've been built for both. That's how you've been built originally. If this video landed, if you recognize yourself somewhere in what I described, I want to invite you in. I have a free WhatsApp community where I share teaching, practices, and support for this exact work. The link is in the description. Please join us. You're welcome to ask questions and see if that speaks to you, because the version of you that is fully successful and fully alive, that version is not a trade-off. You just haven't been given the tools to access it yet. The samurai had to learn to take off its armor. The difference is nobody teaches it anymore. The link is below. Come in, because you didn't build everything you build to feel alone inside it.